Hey, Luke Inman back again in the eDraft.com studios with part 3 today of my newest video series going division by division, breaking down one rookie from each team that you need to remember for this upcoming 2015 fantasy football season. Tackling the AFC West today, and we start with the Oakland Raiders. Scored one of the best skill position players in the entire draft, who also happened to be one of my safest prospects in the entire 2015 draft class. A rare combination. I'm talking about none other than Alabama wideout Amari Cooper. I watched tons of tape on Cooper, and let me tell you, while he may not have the size of the Calvin Johnsons of the world and may not have that blazing speed like a Mike Wallace, what Cooper lacks in those measurables, he makes up for in spades in attributes like precise route running, explosive acceleration, and top-notch football IQ, things you just can't teach. All qualities that are crucial for a quality yet consistent wideout in the NFL, a league where everyone is faster and stronger. It's those nuances of Cooper's game that is going to allow him to find success in year one, something that is still extremely difficult for a rookie receiver to accomplish, despite the success of guys like Odell Beckham Jr., Kelvin Benjamin, and Sammy Watkins, who are rare exceptions to the rules. One of your biggest factors in narrowing down your list of possible fantasy wide receiver targets heading into your draft should be what kind of quarterback is throwing him the ball. Derek Carr had an up-and-down rookie season for the Raiders. However, he showed off his rocket arm to opposing defenses and, most importantly, the ability to step up to the big stage and prove the lights weren't too bright as he transitioned from the college ranks to the pros. While he will still show inconsistencies in year two, Carr should improve from a statistical standpoint, and the number 4 overall pick, Amari Cooper, will be his clear-cut go-to target, especially in an offense that could be involved in plenty of shootouts while they play alongside a defense that is still growing. Well, the AFC West added an impact rookie in Amari Cooper, but that wasn't enough, as 11 picks later, the San Diego Chargers added a second impact rookie in tailback Melvin Gordon, who was primed to make a splash in year one. While Amari Cooper was the most pro-ready receiver to come out of the draft class, Melvin Gordon was the most pro-ready running back to come out of an ultra-talented class of tailbacks. The former Wisconsin Badger was the most electrifying player in all of college football last season, no matter the position. Gordon was a human highlight reel with uncanny vision, explosion, and acceleration, with that home run hitting ability and potential to take any handoff to the house, which he did 49 times. Now, while Todd Gurley was argued to be a better overall prospect and will be a sexy dynasty pick in your keeper leagues, the newest St. Louis Ram has plenty of red flags and obstacles in year one standing in his way, like a rehabilitating ACL injury, a brutal division, including the Seahawks, Cardinals, and 49ers, and a more than capable starter in Trey Mason. Ouch! Meanwhile, Melvin Gordon lands in a juicy fantasy home as the clear-cut main tailback in a once crowded backfield who will now be the focal point of his team's offense. Gordon should be a fantasy demon with his combination of guaranteed touches in both the run and the passing game to go along with his blue-chip talent. And remember, just because these guys play running back doesn't mean you shouldn't consider their quarterback as well, as a quality, legitimate gunslinger has the ability to keep defenses off balance and at bay and keep those 8 and 9 men in the box looks to a minimum. Luckily for Gordon, he gets hooked up with Phillip Rivers, a guy who, whether you love him or hate him, is still one of the best in the league, as the savvy and fiery veteran knows how to run his offense, and more importantly, after 12 seasons, knows how to manipulate NFL defenses with intelligent audibles at the line of scrimmage. With Gordon's college resume as one of the most game-changing players in the nation that resembles the running style of a more physical Jamal Charles, Gordon will be one of the most coveted running backs in your fantasy football draft this season, all without having played a single down in the NFL yet. But unlike most rookies who fail to live up to the hype, Gordon is worth every penny, playing a position that is notorious for transitioning smoothly from college to the pros, and finds himself in a more than opportunistic situation in the San Diego Chargers backfield. After they looked to free agency to fill their most glaring and pressing need by adding wide receiver Jeremy Maclin to the mix, the Kansas City Chiefs focused on the defensive side of the ball for most of their draft. However, one player couldn't fill the team's depleted receiver position alone, which is why the front office added a potential playmaker in the third round in Georgia's Chris Conley. Conley wasn't a household name heading into draft weekend, but that doesn't mean he can't have an impact right away, as a 6'2" pass catcher has lightning track speed that can help him adjust to the NFL. An explosive athlete who gets down the field in a hurry, Conley has a long way to go as he begins his trek adjusting to the new world, as at this point, he remains a very raw wide receiver. However, keep the Chiefs' depth chart in mind when nearing the later rounds of your dynasty league, as Conley faces nearly no competition to see the field early and often, and could find himself receiving his fair share of garbage playing time and stats, which in the fantasy world is just as valuable. It was a crying shame Broncos tight end Jeff Herman tore his ACL during rookie minicamp. No one was higher in the Herman bandwagon than this guy, as he was one of my favorite tight end prospects, as a big, pure athlete who could have done immediate damage catching passes from the sheriff, Peyton Manning. Don't worry, Broncos fans, Herman's injury won't affect the 2015 offense, as guys like Demaryius Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders, and C.J. Anderson will all once again reap the benefits of playing with one of the most prolific quarterbacks to play the game, and should be involved and incorporated in another top 5 offense statistically this season. If you're still looking to get your dynasty fix from the Broncos, however, then look to grab last year's rookie Indiana receiver Cody Latimer. Latimer played second fiddle to an all-star surrounding cast of teammates, but is ready to step out of the shadows this season and steal the targets left by former tight end Julius Thomas. Latimer is a big target that is a sneaky good play you can score for cheap, as he plays with one of the best quarterbacks around and an offense that is destined to score big points. Well, a solid draft from a fantasy perspective from the AFC West that added 2 big-time playmakers in Amari Cooper and Melvin Gordon. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment as I continue my newest video series going division by division, breaking down one rookie from each team that's going to put you ahead of your competition for this upcoming 2015 fantasy football season. For everybody at eDraft.com, I'm Luke Inman, signing out.